Okay, so we are here with Masha, and she's a fellow downtown Jersey artist like myself. Welcome, Masha.
Thank you.
Or should I say привет?
Как дела?
How do you say welcome in Russian?
Welcome? I don't know. It's like, you know how there's words that
Yeah,
aren't
like
the same?
expressions?
Yeah. Здравствуйте is like,
Здравствуйте.
yeah, здравствуйте is like, I'm welcoming you in. Welcoming you in.
Okay,
yes.
I like that. I like that. Beautiful language. So, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I am currently at Art 150,
Yes.
studio spaces, and it's really amazing. Like, it's a really good group of artists. I've come to find out that are there. I like wish when people ask me what do I do, like what kind of art I do, I hate giving an answer because it's really so broad.
Yeah.
The reason why I got that studio space is so I could paint in oil.
Oh, wow.
And my apartment in Jersey City, it's just like there's just not enough space to
And
have
the
oil
smell,
and
the
my
oil,
dog
yeah.
and the smell and the canvases.
Yeah.
So I got the studio for that, but I'm finding that I'm doing a lot more like kind of arts and crafts, like sewing, photography kind of projects in there. So yeah, I mean, in terms of like art, I just kind of run the gamut of like whatever somebody needs, like I probably could figure it out,
Yeah.
you know? I went to school, so my major was called visual presentation and exhibition design.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to go for illustration or fine art, but I applied to school so late that it was already full. And that was one of the few ones that were open. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get to college.
Oh, wow.
You know, like all of my friends were going to college, and I just applied for this one program, and I got in. And so, like, going through the major, we did everything. We did like working with mannequins, styling, graphic design.
Oh, wow.
We did CAD work for like floor plans and elevations, and I had like fashion design classes and illustration classes. Like it was just such a broad
It's like
thing.
that fame thing, the fame where you learn a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and so everybody who was in school with me, they all went in such different directions. And just because my friends, my boyfriend at the time, his friend was looking, you know, she needed an assistant. She was looking for one. I just took the job, and it was in apparel graphic design.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, so it's just.
That's so funny you say that because the first time, so I think we met when I was like curating the show back in May last year, and I remember you put the thing in front of your window, like the curtain.
Oh yeah.
And that totally reminded me like of like Von Dutch, Ed Hardy, like graphics, like the dope ones.
Yeah.
You know? And I said, oh my gosh, you could totally have like a clothing line with this. So that's so funny that you say that because when I first saw that, like the flames and the dough, I said this would be like a kick-ass shirt with like flames on the shoulder, you know?
Yeah. Fashion's like very important to me. My mom, she's been like a wedding dress. Like I want to say designer. She wouldn't call herself that, but she and my grandma have been sewing like their whole lives.
Oh, wow.
She worked on Broadway shows for the like costume departments and stuff. And so like I don't know, fashion is just like in my genes. Like I know how to sew just because I grew up around it, type of thing.
Cool.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe one day clothing line will be like
Oh,
a goal.
I'll definitely check it out.
But yeah, that the like art that's in my window, it's definitely like Von Dutch vibes.
Yeah.
Very like kind of awkward and.
Oh no, it's not awkward. It's like very to me like European like high fashion like club life. You know what I mean? Like I mean it's pretty dope. Like we'll probably try to put like an image here so people can get a vibe of it.
That sounds good.
And how would you describe like your creative process?
Yeah, so I think like as I've gotten older and as I've worked in like a professional setting, because I have been working like corporately, you know, since college, which is a blessing but also a curse. So now when I work on my own projects, it's very like I have to plan everything. I have to mock things up, you know, like I use my Photoshop as much as I can.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah, and so I'm like a really big planner, and you know, down to like I have like a 5x5 canvas, but I plan all of it on Photoshop, and then I transfer it to my work. So a lot of times, like that aspect of the job takes like up 80%
Yeah.
of my time and like my mental effort. But once I'm ready to get into it, it's so quick. Like I just pick it up and get this, you know, the work's done really quick. So I wish I was more of like an experimental artist where like I didn't think about it and I didn't plan it. Yeah. But that's where I'm at right now. You know, I think like I was talking to a friend yesterday and I was saying like I think I won't really hit my high as an artist or like my full awareness of me being an artist till I'm in my 50s. Like I really feel that way, and that's I'm okay really that it would take that long because you know the best people, it did take that long.
Well, I totally understand. And I have a question. Do you find like your process when you like prepare, let's say like the canvas prior to start painting, do you find that much easier to like have like a mission and a goal where the product is finished almost?
I find it easier just because the subject that I paint is typically like photorealism or portraits, and so you know it's really important to have like every piece of feature in the right place, and like for that reason, you know, if I were to just like experimentally do it would, I don't know, I think that's like a battle as an artist, is just like being able to let go. And that's like one of my things that I have trouble letting go of, is like not knowing exactly how it's gonna end up, you know.
That's very, I mean, I think that's amazing that you have the self-awareness to realize that, because a lot of people don't.
I don't know if it's good, but
it's definitely good, because I did, and I had to learn like that through the hard way, like through critics telling me like you gotta like, oh, you gotta, you know, don't just chill out, don't worry about it. But I didn't have that awareness like, you know, that you do. That's pretty dope.
I mean, I've like done some, you know, just random pieces for people, and like my way of working it out was that I would mock them up, you know, so that they were able to know what they were getting. Because just like starting out professionally on my own as an artist, like I didn't have so many people to like speak for my work, and so that was like felt like such a safe way to be able to show what it's gonna look like. And like when I did execute it, it was like, you know, almost exactly the same as like the previews that I did. So that was like helpful for sure. But I think eventually I'll definitely like be more experimental and like really find my hand, you know, like my like true hand, as you could
That's really cool. And another question, like what are your inspirations? Like where do you get your inspirations from?
Yeah, I in terms of like artists, I'm really, really inspired continuously by Dali. That is like an artist that, you know, you can just keep learning about and keep finding more about. I think his work like really stands the test of time, as do so many others, but something about it is like so, I don't know, like revolutionary in like thought, and it feels like very modern, but constantly modern, you know. So I'm really inspired by like surrealism in his work. And then on a daily basis, I don't know, I pull a lot of inspiration from just being aware of people and people's backgrounds, and what it means to, you know, since I'm foreign, you know, I wasn't born in America, what it means to be a Russian person here, what it means to be an American, and like how I relate to other nationalities, and like, I don't know, I think that's always been like an ongoing inspiration point for me. Yeah, just like finding myself, who I am in this country, whether like I stick to my roots or I try to like assimilate to the American culture.
That's really cool. I like how self-aware you are. You know, how like everything is kind of like part of like a bigger piece almost.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes a long time to like figure it out. So I will figure it out for the rest of my life. I don't know what it is, but like it I don't know, it keeps me going, I guess.
And like, what do you like most? Do you like art as in painting, or do you like fashion? Do you like mixing the two?
I think in the moment currently I am striving to work more with people. So maybe like more of like a set design or just like a community type projects. In the future, I would love to just paint as like my full-time career. I would love to have a family. Like, I'm married, and I don't know, I've always like wanted kids, so I have this like little idea of like my life being this like painter mom and like having 2 little kids to raise, which doesn't seem like such a like incredible goal, but that would be like,
oh, I think that's amazing.
that would be like perfect for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have like be surrounded by love and like be able to practice my art. But yeah, for now I've been like able to grow a really great network of people in New York, and just people who have their hands in like different pockets. And so I think we're all at this point where like we're assimilating to create this like bond of artists and like figuring out what we're gonna do with it. But that's kind of like where I'm at now.
Well, that's really dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you mind telling us what you're working on right now at the moment?
Yeah, so I have been kind of like on this journey of like figuring out what my art looks like what my brand is, right? As like a fine artist. And so I decided that I would take pictures of my friends and who are all very stylish.
Yes, definitely.
And kind of like create a story about what my friends mean to me, living in America on my own since I was 18, and which is that they're like my family. So I'm working on a show called Friends with Benefits.
Oh, wow.
And so it's I'm going to be painting these photographs that I took of my friends and just kind of like adjusting it to feel surreal. So just like elements of like, you know, floating floors and random items that kind of tell a story about what it means to be my friend. And yeah, it's going to be like 6 to 7 large pieces.
Oh, wow.
In oil.
How large? Like as big as this thing here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have like 3 pieces that are this size. Maybe like 15% smaller.
Okay, got you. So like 36 by 36 probably, right?
Yeah, something like
This
that.
is probably like 48 by 72.
Yeah, so I think 68 is the vertical.
Yeah, I'm horrible at math, but like when you become an artist,
Yeah,
you gotta, like,
those
learn
are
how to calculate
the
painting.
72s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be on a journey of figuring out how I'm going to showcase this. I am not like fully familiar with the like gallery space business, you know, so that's just going to be like part of the exploration, but that's my next thing I'll be working on.
Oh, that's definitely dope. And adding to that, when you do paint, like when you plan on Photoshop, do you use like a projector onto the canvas, or are you able to just look at the image and then duplicate that onto the canvas?
Yeah, there's 2 ways. I've worked with like projectors in the past, but I don't know, it's just more complex than the easier route, which is to create grids and print out, you know, what you're going to be working on, and then you translate the grid onto the canvas. It takes longer, but personally it's like more seamless, you know. You don't have anything else involved, you don't have to hook anything up. And in my studio it's so bright, so I have, you know, the projector and everything, but I've realized that it's so much easier to just
that's very cool. Because I never done that before, so it's like I never thought about it. Like I just pictured like people did like projector or like drawing on the paper and then like doing grid by grid. But yeah, that's pretty dope. I never thought about that.
Yeah, so that'll be. I'm like a quarter of the way through. Okay. So my goal is for like the summertime to be wrapped up and just kind of create a community around like what I stand for and that would be my goal.
Oh, that's really cool. Kind of like thinking about, is it like once, like I interviewed an artist once, but I was actually like going and like I was like doing my meditation, and I was like, should we keep this in the video?
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking like, oh my gosh, it would be really cool to like interview certain people, and then depending like on the vibe, like interview them like later on, and then see as they're catching up with like what they're accomplishing. So hopefully we will see each other very soon. Inshallah.
Yes.
But yeah,
it should be an exciting year.
Yeah, definitely. I got good vibes. The year of the rabbit.
Yeah.
Do you know your Chinese astrology sign?
I looked it up, but I already forgot. Yeah. But 23 is, I was born the 23rd. It's always been like a number that I see all the time. So I was excited to like start the year. Yeah.
And what month, when's your birthday?
November 23rd.
Oh my gosh, so you missed being a Scorpio by like 2
One-
days.
yeah,
I'm
one
a
day.
Scorpio, I know. That's crazy. Oh wow.
My mom is a Scorpio.
Yeah, oh she
Shout out-
was?
Shout
Oh
outs to
wow.
mom, yeah. She's a Scorpio.
That's really cool.
Hardworking and
Yeah, that's really dope. I like that. And your dad is a Scorpio too?
No, my dad, I don't know what my dad is. I would say my dad is a Gemini, but I don't know.
Gemini? Oh, gotcha. That's a good combo, Scorpio and Gemini.
That's,
And then Masha, what's your Instagram?
yeah, so it's at Masha Vladimir. And then my website is www.mashavladimir.com. I have a lot of like my graphic design work, my fine arts, photography on there, and just follow me for some arts and crafts.
Yeah, that'd be very dope. Some
always-
fashion arts
Yeah,
and
I'm always
crafts.
doing some random
That's really dope.
shit.
Definitely. Cool. All right, thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
on my podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you, and we will see each other in a few months or weeks, and I'm sure you have accomplished so much more than we talked about here today.
Yes, I hope so too.
Thank you for dropping by, and that's it, guys. Bye.